Welcome back to another Zero Tackle NRL Fantasy video brought to you by me, Longy, otherwise known as the Casual Athlete, previous overall NRL Fantasy champ. So I know a little bit about the game, but hopefully I can give you some tips here that are going to help you win your leagues. Let's get right into it here with the top 5 crazy picks for round 14. First one here, Cody Walker, 546k, so he's a bit cheaper, averaging 37.3 there, but that doesn't tell the full story here. So over the last month of footy, Cody Walker has been on fire. This guy's been back to good form. He started off slow. South Sydney started off slow, but he's really warming up right now. South Sydney also have an awesome buy schedule. So we're going to talk about 3 South Sydney players that started this video. Cody Walker's the first one here. He's an A-grade buy. Look, 546k, if you need a half and you need one at that price, I love the idea of buying Cody Walker this week. Next one here, Jack Whiten. And look, for a guy this pedigree, a guy who has been at that Dally M, Clive Churchill, type level of play, he's crazy to see at 393k. That almost feels surreal. So 29.6 average. It is far, far too low for a player of his caliber. He's available at center. He's available at half. And right now he's playing in the halves for South Sydney. I would expect that Jack Whiten is going to be that sort of 40s average type of half. And historically, across his entire career, he has been exactly that 46-point average when he plays in the halves. So what you're getting right now is a guy at a massive discount, a guy with a ton of talent, a guy in a South Sydney side that should hopefully improve. You can play him at center, but he could theoretically be that 40-plus point scoring half for your fantasy side. The other part of that is South Sydney have an awesome buy schedule. I've still called them only a B, though, because the form hasn't been great, and you are counting on Souths improving. But Jack Whiten, you really can't go wrong with this buy. Third guy here, and this one's a bit insane. It's probably not something I'm going to be doing by any means at all. There are actually a couple of guys after Jai Arrow that I'm liking a lot more. But for Jai Arrow, 535k, there's no doubting that he's a gun football player. I just worry a bit about a few things. Like 1, he could make the Origin side. 2, the minutes could disappear at any moment. 3, there's been some injury problems with him at South Sydney, but overall the upside is massive. He could easily be a 50 to 55 point average playing on the edge spot there. So at 535k with the dual position and the awesome buy schedule, the upside is that you get a guy massively discounted who produces huge fantasy points for you. If you like Jai Arrow and you want to make this gamble, go ahead. This one's a bit braver than the others. It's a B-. Alex Seyfarth is next, and this one is... This is really out there, right? So the Tigers have come in and they've got a bit of a problem situation. So obviously Isaiah Papali'i's out for a pretty extended period of time. He's going to be leaving for Penrith pretty soon. You've got John Bateman, who's out for a while as well. Right now they've got Samuel Afinu, who is a gun on one edge. And they've got another edge where they're trying to figure out what to do there. Alex Seyfarth is a guy who plays with a lot of passion, right? A lot of passion. Can he hold down an edge spot is the question here. A lot of coaches like him because he has averaged about 55 points when he's played on the edge in the past. But I don't know if he can maintain that. I think the fantasy production will be good. I just can't imagine a world where Seyfarth is playing 80 minutes on the edge every week. I reckon that, we might see a guy like Kapoa come in, for example, or someone else slide into that edge role. So I'm a bit worried about the minutes. But again, if you like a gamble, he could theoretically, at 400k, be a guy who goes from a 30 average to a 50 average very quickly. Finally here, the big man himself, 2-time try scorer, Alex Twal, 576k. He's the most expensive guy on this list, averaging 42 points, but he's a guy who could theoretically average between 50 and 55 points. So for Twal, he's been named at the prop spot this week. He's been named at lock a bit in previous weeks as well. If he gets about 50 to 60 minutes, he is a locked-in gun for your fantasy side. I can't imagine a world we're looking at that Tigers side where he isn't going to get those minutes. So I've called him a B+ option. Look, obviously, he doesn't get the minutes he deserves in my mind, but I still think looking at that team, he has to get some big minutes here. So if you want to get Alex Twal in the middle spot, the Tigers have an awesome buy schedule. They basically miss no games until the end of the year. Alex Twal is probably my pick of the litter in terms of these guys as the risky options. Anyway, that is Zero Tackle and the Casual Athlete back with you for some crazy picks. We post tons of content here on Zero Tackle too, so make sure you check it all out, and best of luck in your fantasy league this week. I'll see you on the next video.